Whoosh. Top dog morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the what, or should I say, welcome back to What If Zuku or Deku. I do like to call it Zuku, so yeah. I know it says in the title, it says, what if Deku had the powers of the masked one? Well, in this part 2, I will probably go over what happened to All for One. So, yeah. So, All for One in this What If, is still in his prime. So, yeah. But he will not be anymore because, yeah, I am not talking about, the All for One, in him in his mask one. No. Oh, I am talking about his prime. I think that's how you spell prime. Prime All for One. Yeah. So, yeah, the most powerfulest person in the world thing. As Zuko could see, or All for One could see, the man that I've been looking for. As the crime boss says, the Zuko says, you were trying to look for me, bub? I'm standing right here. And Zuko blasted. He pulls the trigger and he destroys All for One, the prime All for One, out of existence. He destroyed the entire town, too. Because it was Toon Town and he had a barrier up already so that it doesn't destroy the entire world. As when they saw what devastation that happened to their town, it got wiped off of the face of the earth. Yeah, that's how powerful Zuko really gets when as news choppers fly over. And there was no radiation, so yeah. It was just one big explosion. Yeah, All for One was no more. So then the news helicopters fly in and they see the devastation that Zuko caused. I don't think, as they said, I don't think no one survived that explosion. As they hear laughter on the surface. Ha ha ha. Or as he starts giggling. Ha ha ha. What's that noise? As they try to find it. But the guy that was had the power, the guy, or he basically, that guy, the one, Zuko was he reanimated himself, basically, as he spins around I'm back, folks. As the news company sees him, yeah, as everyone was devastated. They could not believe. I'm gonna find, yeah, so, yeah, so yeah, everyone was shocked. Like, how did that guy survive the nuke? This, how powerful is this kid? As he could, as he says, now, let's put this city back together, shall we? As he starts turning into a literal tornado, as he's reforming the entire city back to where it was before. Like, he remembers every detail of it. Because, yeah, he lived in the streets, so he knows every building, every structure without him even lifting a finger. As he's rebuilding faster than the camera could even pick up. As everyone was shocked at how this kid is on a whole nother level. Just another crazy day in the neighborhood. Being normal is just how things are. As he tells the newscast, whoever's crazy is actually normal, but no one's truly normal. Just ask me. I used to be a normal, quirkless person before I even knew that I had the power of the Toon Force on my side. And now look at me now. I'm crazier than most of you guys. He's as everyone's eyes widen. They could not believe. All of them can't believe that this kid is on a whole nother level of insanity. As he's spinning around real quick at like a tornado. As he says, be right back. Zoom, zoom. I'm back. So then, yeah. And, yeah, so Toga, is a little bit surprised that her friend was more crazier than her. So, yeah. Yeah. Or the Ochako finally confessed to Toga that I kind of secretly loved him too. As Toga is a little bit surprised about this. Yes. And, yeah. So then So then after that whole incident, Zuko just runs around the entire city, cleaning up garbage and the lifting up cars to change their tires, because if they had flat tires, they basically, yeah. And he runs around. And plus, the villains that did make it out was Dobby, Spitter, and that Mr. Compress. And League of Villains. And League of Villains didn't have the Toga, so because Toga was at the UA. She's a student at UA. But yeah, the Magnus but the League of Villains were all they did. Thank goodness that they escaped before and they watched what happened. As Dobby's man, if this kid is insanely powerful. Insane. Yeah. So, yeah, Dobby's man. Or, no. Spitters says, man, if he's probably the guy that, destroyed, or not destroyed, arrested the hero killer Stain. And every villain that was man, yeah, I think so. But look how powerful he did. He pulled out his guns, and they turned into humongous guns that are that destroyed the entire city. Yeah. So when everyone didn't, or after the whole after they watched the news thing, of course, Zuko was basically a and Zuko tells, or so your quirk is Toon Force. No, not exactly. As Zuko says, my quirk is called, or I don't have a quirk. I'm quirkless. As when All Might and Nezu heard that he's quirkless, Zuko, or they're wait, so you were born with abilities of Toon Force? Because in this What If, there's legends of people having abilities to do, or basically manipulate anything. Well, what does Zuko have? Toon Force. So, yeah. So he basically bends in reality. Like how cartoons, like Bugs Bunny, and the rest of them could just or something named the laws, or Deli's laws of physics. Yeah. So Zuko was basically is that kind of person. Because they also heard, or they know what the abilities people do. They live twice as long as a quirk person and quirkless person. Because when I say lives twice as long, it's basically sometimes a human's lives reach 100 and or higher. Sometimes ends up being, but Zuko lives twice as long. So yeah. So when All Might tells Zuko, with your powers, being a pro hero, sure, hey, join UA. As he joins UA, as the Ochako and Toga does the same thing, and of course Ochako hugs him. So they spend their entire lives with each other's. And you know what the Zuko did? Or actually, Zuko, or so after school, they were like going home, or so he's just hanging around the campus thing. The Toga and Ochako finally confess their feelings, how they feel about like Zuko, and tells him that they're gonna marry him at 18. So they do. They do get married to him. And yeah. Yeah, and Zuko basically was the husband of two wives, Himiko Toga and Ochako. And he still hangs out with other people, like other classmates. Like Momo asked, how did you get those like guns? The ones that, as he pulls out his guns, but he doesn't have his fingers trigger thing or trigger finger, so he's just holding them by the here, and Momo's picking or trying to lift up one, but it's really heavy. How did you make it look so easy? First of all, Zuko, as Zuko says, well, because Toon Force version like grants me abilities beyond on human understandings. Plus, it delaws the laws of physics. So basically, I could do anything I want. But I also am the most powerfulest one of them all. You know why? Why? I don't just have Toon Force. I have the power of infinity and zero. As everyone's like, hey, when Tenya, the entire class, including Mr. Izawa, heard what he has, they're like, holy crud, really? You have Toon Force, you have zero and infinity. Dude, your power level needs to slow down. You're more powerful than all of us. As Bakugo's like says, yeah, you're more powerful than all of us put together. Man, your power level needs to go. How about you 0% of your power? As everyone's like, yeah, don't make him mad. As the toolbot or tools, as Maya, or no, yeah, Maya is chasing after her tools because her tools are doing these stupid walks again, and yeah, and as as Zuko steps out, and Maya says, Zuko, her powers was are really making my tools go zoom. That's okay, I'll get them. Tools, old screwdriver, hammer, all of the tools, get back into your tool chest. As they listen to him, and they all go back to like the toolbox thing. As they're like, man, having someone with toon powers is like, it's crazy. But I don't just have toon powers. I have also infinity and zero. And when Power Loader and the Maya or Maya MEI, when they heard that what Zuko has, they're like, oh boy. That's pretty powerful, Zuko. Yeah. Is that like your quirk? As Power Loader remembers, or actually, that's what Maya said. MEI, me, he says that. As Power Loader reminds her, he's quirkless, but his powers are insane. Yeah. And when they're like, man, wait, so you're seeing Zuko having this much power without a quirk? You're one out of all of us. Like, basically, you're one out of the 9 infinity. 9, or no, you're one out of infinity. Because they heard stories about people with special powers that is almost similar to quirks, but if they are born quirkless, you always have to check their powers, if they have any powers. And so when Inko, here, let's do Inko. Oh, when she heard that her son has the Toon Force as the powers, because in this world, like the one that I'm in, or that I'm creating, this world thing, the one that is in this what if, is that if a person's, or if a family member was born with abilities, that basically the family would be rich and famous. Like, basically, what I mean is basically, like, say Zuko was the part of he was part of Midoriya family, and they didn't realize that he was born with abilities, and these are them. And plus, normally common ones is one power, but Zuko was born like super legendary rare of 3. Like super legendary, like tippity toppity of a, yeah, super ultimate, yeah, version. Like above all else, that's pretty rare for a kid born with 3 powers, not quirks, or abilities like that. They so 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 Inko heard that their son was the from Bakugo's mom, that they're the richest people and most famous people now. Or Bakugo complimented, or no, actually, Bakugo's mom complimented that your family Inko is now because Zuko is, or Deku was in your family, so you didn't realize it. As when she heard that Zuko was the he brother, or no, actually not brother, she was a little bit surprised about it at first. And Sashi was like, man, when he heard that his son, or one son, is that could have just made them rich, like super rich. And no, it's not like sell him on eBay kind, but yeah. So when Inko told Asashi, about like the about their like about Zuko was born super rare. So yeah, Zuko was now got. So they basically met, or so Asashi and Inko went to UA. Or actually, let's say Zumi went, because let's say it was a holiday theme of like Christmas thing, and Zuko was still living outside. And he's just like, because he has dorms, or he has his own like room, or like his own bedroom, but he sometimes sneaks out and just sits on the top of a roof, just relaxing. He never felt snow in his own life before. He never felt anything. So, yeah. So then, Sashi because he was a pro hero and he was also a teacher. So for class 1C, he shows up to UA. Or, no, he was at UA. As he is just relaxing. And plus, Sashi was about to go see his wife because. But then he stops and looks over and sees Zuko just relaxing. And and as why are you out here? Because I feel like it. Huh. And so then Sashi says, I heard that you were born with 3 powers, Zuko. So me and Inko, because since they kicked him out of the house, he wasn't supposed to talk to them. But the Sashi broke that rule and instead talking to Zuko. How do you feel about being back in this family? The same one that kicked me out? Yeah. So I know that we are supposed to talk, but since we heard that you were the only, or you were born with a special powers and all that stuff, basically yeah. Yeah. So basically, Zuko, I know that I was on Inko, but as Sashi tells him that he wants him back in the family, as he says, sure. And yeah. So when he was back in his family, Inko did tell Zumi that that green-haired guy that has a power of Toon Force is actually your brother. And they're like, wait. Yeah. So, he doesn't, because how, reason why, during, Christmas thing, because how he always had, because his parents did kick him out of the house, and it was really hard for him to spend it with anyone. So yeah. So basically what I mean is that Zuko isn't religion or whatever. He's just, it's hard for him to be, yeah, he's always so depressed when he's around Christmas thing. It's not because of religion stuff, or it's because of his every time he saw people with like Christmas trees and all that stuff, he always grabs like garbage stuff, and he's just there. And Musashi and everyone. So Toga and Ochako flies up, and Zuko is like, "You're gonna catch a cold, Sweet Pea. Why are you up here? I'm more of a online one. It's always been the." Okay? As they kind of feel bad because they know that they could feel like sadness in him, because so they all, like, including, or so both so all the class 1A shows up before. He's just like, or so they asked him, when is it too hard for you? And or one guy asks. So he says, yeah, it's just because of, yeah. So yeah. So he basically was a sibling. Or he told them that he was, when he was abandoned, and when living on the streets, it's hard for me, and I saw like Christmas trees and all that stuff. And yeah. So it's hard for him. That's part of the script, by the way. So yeah. So now, and plus Zuko, or plus Toga and Ochako got married to Zuko, and they did, or like before, like during that, when after Zuko told them that he's depressed that every time. So they basically made a gift for him. To like represent like how he. So they said marrying her name is Zuko and all that stuff. So now they had kids, and they have similar to what Zuko has. But they also they were also born with their mothers' quirks. So basically they have powers and quirks. So yeah, it makes them a rarest type. So now, this is going to be the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and peace out. And yeah, sorry this video takes so long, because I add important details to it, so that they make sure to hit that like button and say, okay, do hashtag Infinity he Lord Zuko. So, and before we go, this is just a fill-in part. The Infinity Zuko, or no, not Infinity, it's Infinity Lord of myself, is basically an alternate version of myself in real life. Basically, what I mean by that is, here, let's go over to myself. Not, yeah. So an AI generator version. So this is an alternate version, not, or this is, his real name is actually, is basically my name spelt backwards, like Johnson Chaz. That's spelt backwards. Yeah. Basically, yeah. So he's an alternate version of myself from an alternate timeline. How do I know this? Because I had this dream before where I was I was in the alternate universe, similar to our universe. And I'll explain it when in a part, or in new thing. Ready, set, go.